G'day fellow property investors, it's Alex B. Mitchell here, your friendly real estate agent. And welcome to our first Winesday property chat. What we're going to do is talk about your investment property, or things to do with your investment property, and then we're going to finish off with a nice glass of wine. Today we're going to a Cabernet Sauvignon from Margaret River that we'll be trying, and we're going to be talking about bonds. The first thing about bonds is that they're not held by the owner or the real estate agent. They're held at the bonds admin. When we get the bond from the tenant, we've got 14 days to give it over to bonds admin, which means that we can't just use it anytime we like. It has to be at the end of the tenancy. The second thing, it only covers damage or vacate clean and even rented arrears with agreements. The confusion most of the time I find is between damage and fair wear and tear, and I'll talk about that in another video. The third thing is you just can't keep the bond. There's a process. If the tenant and the landlord can agree on who's to get what of the bond, no problem. If you don't agree, we have to go through a process. The real protection though, it's good to have the bond, but the most important thing is getting the right tenant. That is really important. The second thing is having a good property condition report at the beginning of the property. At the end, that's where we look back and see that. And during the tenancy, making sure you do your inspections, making sure we get on top of things before they become a problem. All right, that's about property. Now into the wine, our favourite stuff. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon from Margaret River. I love it because it's from our vineyard. But let's have a try and see what we think. All right, nice colour. Cabernet Sauvignon in Margaret River is perfect. Very easy drinking. Oh, I'd love to have some cheese and bickies now with this one. Right, cheers and have a lovely week. Bye for now.